Hello everyone, this is John for PokerVIP.com and in this video we are making part 20 of the Grinding TonyBet series, of course over on TonyBet Poker. I've just loaded the site up, I've hopped on 250NL games, I'm trying to start a 10NL game and we're on the waiting list for lots of other games, so we're going to just get to it. A couple of interesting hands, the aces I raised and c-bet. The nines I called pre, called flop, and I think I'm going to call turn as well here. He can definitely just be semi-bluffing a lot of his draws. Check, check, and I do take that pot down. Hopefully we can see what he had. Ace of spades, deuce of diamonds. Don't really like his line there. A lot of what I call with on flop will call turn. Guess he was just going for the barrel. Notice he hasn't topped up to the maximum, so maybe a weaker player and wasn't really just thinking at all. Certainly not a rude thing to say, just something that could be very possible. And here's a pretty good example of why I think he's probably a weak player, because he's actually just gone ahead and 4-bet shipped in pretty much a full stack there. So I think this guy might be a little crazy. He's on this left-hand table as well. And I've gone for a 3-bet, and I will call it off. He's got what, like 60 something big blinds. He's gone all in before. I've got an ace and a queen. We are three-handed, and as you can see there, we run into ace-6. He's running it once, and we hold. So yeah, hashtag free money. It's just such an easy site to get reads off and make correct calls with. Ace queen against a lot of people, 60 big blinds is fine, but against him, we're just so comfortable doing it and knowing why. The table's going to fill up, and he's actually reloaded here. Maybe all of his bankroll, or maybe he just likes buying in for these random 2857s or whatever. But he's around, which is good. Like I say, we're going to get more tables going, but when these 250Ls are short-handed, I'm certainly happy just sitting here talking about two tables until the other ones do pop up. Jack 2 suit, I bet flop, certainly going to bet turn here. One thing to take note of is, I was about to say this, he might lead or go for a check raise. So that's just being mindful. Here it's a super easy call. I mean, a jack, deuce, or a spade, I'm pretty sure gives me the best hand. Currently probably don't have the best hand, but lots of outs. 6 is interesting, because now he's repping a lot less. This is a pretty interesting spot. This is a pretty interesting spot. He has a 6, he has a straight, he has a full house, he has a 10. Really interesting here. Really interesting indeed. He's actually sat out of the other game, which is kind of one of those things. Is he just done? Is he just like, fuck it, if this goes wrong, I'm leaving, or if I win, I'm leaving? Is he pulling off a massive bluff and then leaving, or is this some sort of weird thing where he's just like, whatever, I've got a 10 if he's got me beat. Let's go. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Calling with a deuce, I mean, even if he's just bluffing with a 5, like, this is the problem, like, a lot of his bluffs beat us. Because we do just have a deuce. We do just have a deuce, although every draw missed. I mean, he can definitely just have a hand like 5-6. That would make sense, and he's just going for the lot. I think I might go for a fold on this one. I mean, I have been known to hero call a lot, but for this one, I think we're just going to let it go. I think we're going to let it go. Okay. At least he mucked it. He didn't show, so that's good. I got a couple of tables coming in here, guys. A couple of 25NLs, which is good because part 19 was pretty much all 25NLs, and the games are really good. I noticed the same sort of players are on Croco, like a boss. So that'll be interesting. Gonna stay sat in this top left one, just because he might come sit back in. Leave a comment, guys, by the way, like, what would you have done there? Gonna call the 5s. Hopefully flop a set. Do not flop a set, we're gonna just go for a check and a fold. I mean, I basically have just called so frequently in these TonyBet games. Just that one, just unsure. And, like, I really do have, like, the worst possible hand I could ever call with there. It was tempting. especially when the six pairs. Just less sets are like out there now, but he might just be crazy. He's sitting back in this top left table, so maybe it was a good thing, But say he did have me beat, or even if he didn't, at least he's back in the games. And I imagine Gonzalez will sit back in now and play. But hey, basically, Mega Maniac. Oh, he's the Mega Maniac. I've just kind of realized he was on earlier, and he made a crazy play. I forget what with. It was in part 19. And I was like, yep, he is just a maniac. So we are now clued up. My brain has started working, and we're just gonna definitely now know he's crazy, and he's one of these people that we're probably gonna make money from. Deuces, I just flat the button. I'm certainly happy to get in there, especially if Mega Maniac calls along. Gonna bet my gut shot bottom left, but also just c-bet generally. Once he raises pretty quick, I'm gonna take one off here. Basically flow. If I hit, that's awesome. If I don't, maybe I can take it away on turns and rivers. But I run good, so I do hit the nuts on the turn. And here I'm basically just going to call and then call any river. I do take the chance of, say, the river's like the 8 of spades. I lose action from his sets, but I'm pretty much just happy to call here and call again. Really good run out for me. Obviously, still have the nuts. Can just call here with the deuces again. And ship it all in on the river. Yeah. He calls me pretty quick, and he has 9-10 of spades. Deuces. I'm just going to bet massive. He can have 5-6 or better sets, but I'm basically just making it look like I missed the draw. If he ships on me here, it's going to be a horrible, horrible spot. Wow, he actually folds. I thought he was just going to be check calling me there pretty quick. Bottom left table, because the fish is gone, everyone's sat out. I mean, that is the world of bum hunting. It does happen. But the world of TonyBet means there's a million games running. It is super busy right now. 25 and L seems to be the stake to play. Maybe there's a promo going on for 25 and L players because their games are fast and furious. So I'm just joining you on real live poker, guys. We've had power cuts, we've had cashier problems. Everything's gone on in the last few parts. But the main thing is we're making money and enjoying ourselves on TonyBet. Going to call you with A6 suited. Calling with a hand here is essentially just because Mega Maniac's in the pot. But I don't actually need to 3-bet it to isolate him. I'm basically just happy seeing a flop with a hand that can make the nuts. So that's fine. Pretty easy call here with the gut shot. Obviously, if someone has an ace and a 3 comes and we get paid, would have been obviously much better if there was a spade on the flop for the back door. Yeah, I mean, we're getting a huge price here. Possibly an ace is good, definitely a 3 is good, maybe a 6. So let's go ahead and call. 7 on the river. Guess this owner's is a fish. All in by Mega Maniac. Gonna fold, of course, but God, we're gonna be calling this guy at some point. We are gonna be risking them chips. Hopefully someone doesn't get it before we do. I mean, I assume it's a bluff there a lot. I just obviously can't call. Hopefully he does something on the top left table now. Ship it, buddy. Ship it in. Ship it. Nope, doesn't ship it. Anyway, I'll go for a 3-bet. Maybe make my sizing slightly larger here. We are deeper. I do have queens. It is 3-handed. Certainly a bet. He's going to have some pocket pairs and some ace-high floats. So I'm going to check and basically make it look like I've got an ace-high and go for a check call spot. Or if he checks, I can go for a decent amount of river value. Certainly not checking because I'm scared he's got me beat. There's a chance, but essentially a check call here. If he bets the river, I'm going to be very confused with what he's betting because he's going to be repping a 10 or better. But, I mean, certainly with queens, I can never fold. He had ace-jack, so at least we got him to stab that turn. Shame we didn't go ahead and stab at the river. These bets, the 50-cent bets and everything, these games are good, guys. If you're playing anywhere else and you're watching this, you're an idiot. I mean, you are never going to find a site this soft with this much money. I mean, there's sites out there and it's super soft and everyone's like half stacked. Here, there is just real money being flung left, right, and center. And you're going to get up to 80% rake back. And you're going to get our 75k race. And you're going to get a 10k race. And you're going to get a 2k bonus. And you're going to get a 1k reload. It's a no-brainer for me, guys. Like, if you can play on TonyBet, you should be playing on TonyBet. How many times has someone gone all in on your tables in the last 24 hours? Just like overbetting the pot by 4x or just randomly shipping a 6 pre or whatever. If the answer's none or not many, and you've watched these 20 parts, then I think it's time you moved. Nine's here. I'm just gonna call. Big pot going on again between Mega Maniac. Not something I want to see. I want the big pot to be versus me, because if he goes broke, I believe he's going to be gone. So hopefully if he has it against these guys and then doesn't have it against me. Flop a full house here. I'm going to go for the check to the razor. It's going to be a pretty easy check call. A6, I'm going to check back. Good turn card, going to check. I think with this A6 we can go ahead and make a pretty large bet here. Going to check again, and he's going to check back quick. I'd imagine he didn't check a better hand back than I did. Yeah, Jack Queen. Okay, cool. I was going to say, I think he's going to value bet pretty much everything on that river and then still continue to bluff. So check call, check call, check raise, I believe to be the best situation there. And that bluff did work in the top left table. We'd always imagine him to lead there with a straight or a flush. So if we just give him a really bad price, then he's going to, have to fold. 7-8 suited, very nice peel, in position, good price versus a fish, very nice hand. But once I brick against someone like this, I'm just going to be done. I don't think bluffing them is, encouraged, really. They're going to give the action regardless, guys. And it's really nice, fish mentality. And this is really brutal. I mean, I know poker's brutal, so none of you guys are going to be like, oh my god, he's gone to fish, or like fish mentality or whatever. But if he keeps winning pots, like the little ones, and it's going to keep him happy and in the game. The last thing he wants to feel is that he's getting beaten up. Let him win those little ones. King 10 we can bet or check. Go for a check to go for a delayed c-bet to bet river. Big pot there. Flush. See, fish can make a hand. I'm going to bet pretty large here on the river. Make him confused a little bit. 8 shouldn't have changed much for him. 6-7 maybe. But I might have bet 6-7 on the flop if I was him. So I'm just going to get value off like a 9. Maybe he's got like 7-8 that calls as well. But again, he could have bet that on the flop. Ace and suited I open. Don't really flop anything. This is one of the spots we can actually just check fold. Ace and suited I'm going to raise here. And if he ships, I will fold. Do we know? Actually, I guess we call with ace. I mean, it's super close. I mean, it feels like a fold, but he's now got less big blinds, and we know how crazy he is. So I guess it's a call. But the main reason I'm 3-betting is because I just feel like ace 10 suited is going to be a much better hand than he has. And also I can isolate and get him, I can get a heads up versus him. Owners is now pissing away his money top right, and we're going to bet fold here with the ace 10. I'd much rather bet fold than check and then just give up, He's going to have lots of nonsense, of course, that's just going to fold, or maybe even cause it for a worse hand. So now we've got Mega Maniac and this guy called Owners who are trying to do their money. Pet of 3s versus Naughty Anna. He checks, I'm just going to bet. If he folds, that's cool. If he check raises, I fold. If he calls, then I probably just shut down and start checking turns and rivers. Owners is just going crazy. He wants to lose his money, and we've got jacks. We have got the jacks. I mean, this is such a great spot. We have jacks versus the 2 crazy players in the blinds. Go on. Oh, he calls. Maybe Mega Maniac will squeeze it. Yep. Good luck. Okay. Okay. This is not good. We need a jack. Oh, a jack's not good, but it is good in a way. Sadly, he wins it all. But, I mean, I'm very happy with getting that money in there. He's going to have a lot worse than Jack sometimes. And, well, we are ahead of Ace Queen. Just sadly, that time he hit. When I said a Jack doesn't work, it's because this guy had King 10 who would make the straight. But, of course, we still want the Jack to come because the side pot is much bigger versus Mr. Mega Maniac. Going to go for a delayed C-bet on the Ace Queen 3 Ace and get a fold. Ace 3 we're going to check, and 3-4 we're going to fold. And 3 says nice hand. It was a nice hand. Cannot hate on him, winning that hand, basically. We cannot hate at all. This bottom right table's a little nitty. I might go and try and find a different table. Jack 5, let's see a flop. And Queen 7, let's go ahead and bet. Pretty quick call, and I think I'm just going to shut down here. I think we just shut down. He can have hearts, he can have an 8. You know, I don't think he ever now folds a king or a 4, so we can get out of the way. Mr. Mega Maniac with the ace queen just rips it in for the 100 bigs. And I like how the other guy was just like, yeah, I've got king 10, I call. Ace jack and a 3-bet for value if he rips. I think I fold. He calls though, and we're just going to go ahead and bet our gut shot. And he actually finds the fold button, which they will. Never let these guys deter you, you know, making good C bets. You know, they're not always just going to rip it. And, you know, go look at the maths. People miss the flop a lot. I'm going to go ahead and just lead with my straight draw bottom right in this limp pot. And raise 8-10 suit on the button in the top right. Get a call, turn the straight. Obviously flush gets there, but I'm not too scared of that. King Jack going to go for a 3-bet. 8-10 suit going to go for a C-bet. And take it down. Get 2 calls here and turn an 8. Often going to be the best hand here. Going to be a very easy call. I'm going to sell this bottom right table because, like I said, it's a bit tight. We're going to pull in a 10 and L game. I'm going to call with that and raise with that. Don't like that heart much. Table actually looks quite similar, but we shall see. This guy bets again now. He bets 3. He's repping like a 3 or hearts, but I just don't think I can ever fold here. Don't like it though. King, queen off. Ha! Oh, I got these guys. I mean, this is what I've said. Like, I've literally just clicked call and made money throughout like the 20 parts. 9-10 I opened, I flopped a straight, but obviously not the greatest feeling when it comes to Jack, Queen, King, or Spades, and you've got 9-10 of hearts. But we're just going to bet, and we can certainly get value off lots of draws and pairs and 2 pairs and all sorts of stuff. That 8, I mean, Alan, it's just so soft, guys. You know, for me, like, when I'm telling you about this site, it's just a genuine, if you want to make money, play on this site. It's not like a sales technique or anything. It's just this site, you will make money. If you're a losing player on like a different site and it's like marginal, so you're just like a couple BB 100 loser, you will become a break-even or better player here. You just have to endure some pain sometimes. All in here by Mega Maniac again. Just he either likes just going for max value or just putting people to the test. He gets a call, and he has a straight cut off. And Jack 8 just pays it off. Interesting. Obviously, we always want to see what this guy's showing down. I bet my 4s here, and I think I might have the best hand versus on like Ace 5 or even like Ace Deuce or Ace 3. Or he's just got Jacks. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. If he bet, I would have called because obviously King 10, 4, 5, Jack 10, lots of hands missed there. But he just had the pocket Jacks. Ace 3 suited. Gonna go ahead and squeeze it. Pair of 9s here. Gets a limp and a raise by Mega Maniac. I'm going to go for the 3-bet. Obviously calling Alan, and I think if Mega Jams it's a fold. This is 125 big blinds roughly. And even though he's crazy, he might not be crazy with 8s. He calls, and we see a King Jack 6. We're just going to go for our usual bet. And take it from there. I don't think we have to go too big with him. I think he's quite fit or fold. You know, I think if he misses, he just gives up. If he hits, he continues or raises. Get called, really bad turn card there. Obviously, it was bad enough that was 2 overs. Now there's 3 overs and a couple of straights go there. So we're going to check fold. He pots it, we fold. I mean, we can certainly have ace queen there. We can have sets and stuff. So we can also think about going for a check raise versus him in such spots in the future. He's now potting on the left-hand table on a 3-8-5. We're going to go for a blind steal here. Yes, we do know this guy only has 30 odd big blinds. Basor's just sat there like a reg, just, watching this madness. Every day of his life, just complete madness on TonyBet. This Bruno Ojero guy is interesting. He's on every table apart from the top right. So he's like a shot taker, maybe. Maybe a fish. I really don't know. I really do not know. Just realised I don't have auto rebuy ticked on the bottom right. I'm sure that was driving a few of you guys mad. Thinking, tick it. You're under the 100 bigs. Good job I noticed though when we were just 3 big blinds under. Couple of solid folds. And yeah, guys, part 20. So that means there's only 4 parts left, which end as the year ends. Kronkos at 50 NL. I think lots of people are shot taking today. I think everyone's like, if I'm ever going to play a 50 NL game, it's when Mega Maniac has, 350 bigs. 6-7, I make a very easy peel versus him, and I'll go for a check call here. Now it's going to become a check fold. I mean, he only has 1 gear, and that's mental, so that's a good thing. Not too sure if he runs it twice. I don't think he does, right? No, he doesn't, because we had the ace-6, the ace-queen versus the ace-6, where he didn't run it twice. Obviously, on the ones where I had jacks and he had ace-queen, he can't run it twice, because the pot's 3-handed. Rezu is just sat down now. Let's see what stack he brings to the table. Oh, massive pot going on top left. Bet of 25 and a call. Ace-7 versus King-6. King-6 is just like, yeah, I'm not folding, mate. I'm just not going to fold this king on this horrible board versus a good solid player. I'm just going to call you. Seriously, the call button on TonyBet just gets abused. I'm surprised mine's just not faded yet. Looks like it's been washed out. Oh no, he's gone. He's gone, guys. The game is going to break, I imagine. That is a huge shame. He didn't even wait for the big blind. I'm monitoring at the lobby. See if there's like a 100 or 200 L game that he might jump into. 6-9 off. We're going to go ahead and check our gut shot. When he goes, the party kind of stops. There's some implied odds of it in an offsuit 8. It's close. That was an 8. That was an 8. 9-7 should I open? Gonna go for a C bet, and our friend has left the game. It's a shame that I got some of our money there, of course, but these things do happen. Gonna continue to bet here, see if I can get some of his floats to fold. We could do, of course, improve to a gut shot. He calls though, and I think we're just gonna shut down here. Even though he could have a draw that missed, we're gonna just shut down. King-7 suited, we're gonna open. Deuce-6, we're gonna fold. 7-9, we're gonna fold and get out of there. One thing to say about people like that Mega Maniac is they are absolute addicts in the sense that they need action. So do not fear, he will be back. You've just got to be online for when he is. I'm looking at like PLO tables, just see where he goes. Maybe he's just done for the day, but that money will not get withdrawn. 8-7 suited, I open. 6s, I turn a set on a very wet board versus a pot-sized bet. Let's see a board pair dealer. He checks though. I might just go for really small value here. Really thin, really small. And he actually folds. Interesting. A little bluff on the turn, I guess. No sense in raising. He can, of course, have a straight, a set, a flush. But once he checks that river, it's like, you probably don't ever have a straight. You probably don't have... Well, you might have a set. But it's more just like jack or 2-pair heavy. You don't have to bet that river. It's very close. Jack 3 we muck. Big pot going on bottom right. Lots of money's in the middle already. Pot was 199. We see a raise of 310 and then a ship for 9. Gets a fold. Has either made a crazy big fold or was just caught. Sometimes you just get caught, guys. Jack 9 suited, raise and take. Raisy daisy. If you like playing open face Chinese, PLO, or anything else tournament or sit and go wise, TonyBet offers it all. Queen deuce suited versus a min raise versus a bad player. Let's call. Flop a flush draw. Sevens, call out a position. Check. Yeah, I mean, I hate the fact he pop bet, but we're just going to go for a call. Sadly, we miss, so might be a check fold a lot on this turn. If I had the nut flush draw, I'd probably just raise, get it in. Obviously, ace high, whatever, let's go on the flop. But queen deuce is more of just a call than a fold, sadly. Like a boss says, ha ha ha. Not too sure what that is regarding. Gonna just call with a king jack suited in position versus Mr. Prop Bets, who I think is a good player, from what I gather. We go 4-way to the flop, so I'm going to go ahead and fold. I think the queen suited we can fold here as well. Bondito calls, see 9-3-7 with 2 clubs. Bit of commentating action, guys, on the other hands that are going on. And a bet of 6 and a win there for Mr. Brunner. King 6 we fold. King deuce not a button open. Same for queen 5. And a6 will be a fold as well. Tight is right, kids. Tight is right. Gonna raise the king queen. And fold the 7-5. A little bit of a downturn here since Mega Maniac left. Obviously, the action will always become much quieter when the action driver leaves, but there's still plenty of dead money to be picked up. You know, we've got Allen 3 here, Kronko we're unsure about, Rezux obviously going broke, Bondilo with like the stack. We think this Bruin might be a bit crazy. Basor's capable of just, you know, punting it off. So still lots of money available on the top 2 50NL tables. All in here, bottom left. Bets 360 and folds. Poor Sois Poker gets caught with his pants around his ankles. And an all-in top left now. Mr. Gonzalez has taken the throne as the crazy one. And maybe this hand, which will be the last hand of the video, pretty much. In fact, it is the last hand of the video. Let's sit out, guys. Let's see if we can get some magic happening. Let's see if he goes crazy versus me. Sadly, he folds. I mean, it's just typical. Gonna check the ace jack and go for a check call. Ace king, we get a call, and we're gonna call this guy who's got the short stack. I mean, we should have the best hand a lot of the time. Could have also just got it in pre, of course. But either way, the money's going in. Ace jack, let's hit. So they do not get raised by Basor here. Really not too sure what he's repping. He's gonna go ahead and peel one off. He's got some 7-8s. It's like his bluffs. He checks. I mean, I'm happy to check as well. Don't like that 10. I think that 10 hits him a lot. 7, 10, 8, 10, 7, 8. So just going to check here and hope I win somehow. And yeah, he did just have the Jack 5 suited for the crazy one. So Basor's just a little bit too bluffy. Anyway, that is the end of part 20. That is the end of the November videos. And we'll be back in December for the final 4 parts. Leave some comments, leave some reviews, and get on these tables. Mega Maniac is waiting for you. So yeah, I was John for PokerVIP.com, and good luck at the tables.